super windy. I'm passing through Pass Christian, Mississippi, and something happened with my Google Maps. The settings on it are for English, but it's giving me Swahili, I think, some Afrikaans language, right? I don't know how to fix it, but we'll try to do that tonight. Goal is to get to these campgrounds outside of Biloxi. If I ride along the coast with just one block over to my right, there's nothing to block the winds. But there are these streets that are right along it, so I'm gonna follow this as much as I can, because it's like my average speed right now is about 10 to 12 miles an hour. I hit those winds, it's like 8. So it'll take forever. Distance-wise, it's not very far, but it's like you're cycling uphill the entire time. So yeah, very windy. But I like the houses. Alright, so let's talk to you a bit more. So we've arrived at Gulfport, Mississippi. It's an old city. It was relatively small, and like a lot of the cities that are along the Gulf, so Gulfport, Biloxi, and Mobile, they were relatively small cities until the Second World War. And what happened is that they needed to have massive industries being able to ship everything out, build boats, put stuff on boats, put it on rail, send it to wherever it needed to go. And because of its proximity to the Mississippi, so the Mississippi River, it's the longest river in the United States of America, and it starts in Ohio. So anywhere along the lines, if you have agriculture such as food, corn, cotton, you can just put it on a boat and send it south to the larger ports. So Gulfport, Biloxi, Mobile during the Second World War had to get built as large and as quickly as possible in order to send those resources to the Allied powers, and for the U.S. military that's waging war on two fronts. That's basically how these cities came about. And even though the war ended, a lot of those industries stayed, because now you had developed entire networks that made it easy to send goods and supplies, because before, where you had no port, now you had a port. Before, where you had no infrastructure designed to send goods, now you had an infrastructure to send goods. So they just basically continued using that as a nexus to develop the economy in the regions. So Gulfport, as you can see, it's a pretty modern, it's very, I say it's modern because it's very well paved and stuff, but it's a very prosperous city. And it's the same for the other port cities further in the coast. When we looked at New Orleans, the reason why it seems so shoddy and old is because it's a much older city than these. Not only that, but it's not managed as well. And how I can tell that the city is managed better is how the resources are distributed and the infrastructure that they have. So in Louisiana, you had places where you saw extreme wealth, but they couldn't fix the roads. And in Mississippi, you go to Gulfport and everything's well developed, which means that the city is very well managed financially, that they're able to distribute funds to do good work, and not just build it, but maintain it. There's a lot of cities, what they'll do is that they'll end up having a building project, you know, and 30 years later they don't maintain it, so it just completely starts falling apart. That doesn't seem to be the case here, which tells me that's really good city management or parish management. Yeah, so I am expecting to see the same type of development and conditions once I get to Biloxi and Mobile. If I pass through Mobile, I'm still not sure. So yeah, but weather's gotten better. It's still very windy, but I'm in the town, like I'm in the city center, so all these buildings are doing a marvelous job blocking off all this wind. I'm gonna try to avoid the beach as much as possible, because that's where all the winds are coming So that's just to give you a little bit of history about the region. I really like this area so far, and everything from what was it, parish Christian to here. It just seems very new, very well planned, very prosperous. So yeah, and because it's a Gulf city, I imagine that there's a lot of employment and economics revolving around logistics and supply chain management, or distribution, anything of that sort. Yeah. So I'm now in the beautiful state of Alabama, home of war heroes like Eugene Sledge, the 1st Marine Division, Second World War, Sidney Phillips. Great music, bands like Leonard Skinner, that's Leonard as an L-Y-N, Leonard, and of course the famous Forrest Gump, Alabama. The states, there's a lot of overlap, so the strips of states are pretty short. Mississippi, Alabama, you know, there are little strips that hit the coast, but it's just, the weather's gotten better. It's still windy, but all the trees that I have to my right are blocking off most of it, and it's just a beautiful day for riding. Getting closer, and yeah, so far looks, I like this area, man. This is beautiful. Look at this. It's not, the roads are good condition, they're all bumpy enough. It's not everything looks like it's very well maintained, very well cared for. So yeah, and beautiful woods. I mean, I'm sure they probably have these spectacular hikes around here. No hills. Yeah. Hey everybody, so I've arrived. I am in Dauphin Island, and this is where I'll be staying tonight, maybe tomorrow, but that's the shower. It's from a Warm Showers host. They're allowing me to stay here for a bit. I'll show you guys around. I'll show you the whole place. Upstairs, it's a house, but I'm not in the house. Everything's locked up and stuff, but I got my food. So I got my cans of food, some tortillas because they're easy to pack and you just open it. That's a porta potty. So ew, right? But hey, if you gotta go, you gotta go. And that's where I'll be staying tonight. So I'll be sleeping. So happy camping. All right.